You want to know some redneck math here? This is the only algebraic equation that you'll ever need to know. 4 times 4 plus the street equals W. You know the deal. Somebody brought this to my attention that I never really elaborated on the cage in the Escalade and asked me to do a video about it. I'm like, you know what, bro, that's a great idea. I haven't talked about it at all, and I really should have because it's pretty interesting. It's 850 certed, it has 2 main hoops, and it works with all 3 rows of seats. I don't know anything else that has a cage like that and is like good to go with Cert and everything. So I'm gonna show you how my guy did it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a mess in here because I'm in the process of adding some stuff. I could have cleaned it up, but I keep it real, so you're seeing it how it is. But to start, let's kind of give you how it looks in there. The TVs did have to go, otherwise the main hoop would have had to be too low and it would have been near my head. That really stinks. I never used them anyway. It'd just be cool to still have them, and I always wanted to make a panel to cover this. Honestly, I don't even notice them. Like, now is the first time I've really even noticed these because I just don't look up there. I had them do the cage around like my most comfortable seating position, so I didn't lose my standard driving spot. It's freaking dusty, but I'm 6'5", so he did it where it kind of raises out a little bit, and there's no problem still sitting in here. I can still sit back here with my tallness just fine. Like, I could sit behind myself in this thing, no problem. It was even kind of neat is it's like a roller coaster back here. You got this handle, you hang on to it. The second hoop does not have door bars. There's no harness bar here, but it goes down past there because it was built around the 3rd row. It does work. 3rd row works completely. However, I wouldn't recommend sitting back there unless you had to, because if I were to get T-boned or something, the 3rd row seated person's head is gonna get split in half like an egg, Humpty Dumpty style, and that ain't good. But you see those little bump outs there? That was done because Nathan Schessler, the guy who did my cage in Pennsylvania, he knew that I put my mattress back here for drag week, so he did that to give me a little extra room, and it works because I have actually slept back there with the cage. It's kind of funny to be like all on your bed and stuff and look up and see bars. It's pretty cool. The certification wise, I know that Nate worked with the local inspector when building the cage to make sure that it was all up to standard, like as he was doing it. Like, what should I do for this? What makes this legal versus illegal? Can I get away with having it have 2 hoops and 3 things? And I guess the guy was like, yeah, as long as it still ties to the frame. So it actually does tie into the frame everywhere. So it's more than just a standard 10-point. Like you can see, it's right, outriggers in here, welded to the frame, welded to the rocker. Same goes for up there. And you can see the catch can that I made. And back there, it is welded to the top of that frame rail too. You see those spawn control arms? Those things were a fantastic upgrade. This has been like this well before the turbo days. For some reason, my liftgate actuators stopped working. I always forget to diagnose the problem, and maybe this video will help me remember to do that. So I gotta pop the little hatchy deal and reach in there and do it that way. Tech tip for those of you who may have a problem like that, where your lift gate won't open, or the battery's dead or unhooked or something, but you can get that open. Behind here, there is a little thing you poke with your finger to dislodge it. You see that right there? Back panel's not there because you can't reach it with that. So once I fix that, back panel will go back on. You can get a little better view this way. I think that's a nasty angle right there. Just because you have like the 3 bars coming at you. It just looks wild. can see here that the paint's a little scuffed down there because I actually do put stuff back here. I've had all of the merch bins for the streetcar takeover and the Easy Up in the back of this thing. For the OKC event, I had both Easy Ups and like several boxes of shirts stuff back here, and I drove an hour through the track, raced, ran a 9, and put it all back in and came back up. So that was pretty cool. But I usually when you get your car back from the cage guy, they don't do the interior, so I had to do that, and I had to trim that piece of plastic out for this, as well as over there. I took a strategic path through the carpet here so you couldn't really see the line, and I was really anal about how it fit around the bar. Like, I started to get pretty good at it. You know what? Son of a pecker. There was something back here rattling like bad. I just figured it was the cage rattling off the body, but you know what? I think it was this thing. Wow. You can see some witness marks down there from it rubbing. And you can also see that I didn't take out any of the sound deadening for this. I put it all back in. Everything that was here before is back in it. This cage actually has 91 feet of tube in it. I used chromoly. I didn't build the cage. Nathan Tressler Cage Rage Fab did the cage. He did a great job. This is actually the only fabricated thing. Sounds nice. It's the only fabricated thing in here that I didn't do myself. I did all the engine bay stuff myself. Nate knocked this out. He said it was the biggest pain in the ass that he's ever dealt with, and he never wants to do it again. So really thank him for that. Cage guys don't get any love, but he killed it with this. I used swing outs so I could take them out for street driving, which ironically I have never done that yet. It is certed. See right there. It's my helmet. Top Gun, one of my favorite movies. I did that myself with just like pinstripe stuff. I laid it all out. Got a little creative with the vinyl cutter and made this on Adobe Illustrator, but I'm a nerd. You can see in there the precision performance shifter. I made that work with the stock console so that I can still put cups like water bottles, whatever, in there and not have any loss of functionality. Everything runs through here. I kind of beefed that a little bit. I made that hole thinking that this cylinder was going to go through there, and then I realized I could put it lower, so I did. And now that hole is a little too big, but you can't really see it anyway. And then this is the piece that goes in there. I was going to trim that up, but yeah, cable runs down through there, then through the floor, then through the transmission. Phone charger, aux cord, all that stuff still works. I'd really like to get another one of these center pieces and use this one as a template to trim out a different one even tighter, because this one it was kind of trial and error, and I was under a time constraint, so it came out really good for what it was. I'm not dissatisfied with it by any means. I'd like it to be better. Yep, I put WeatherTech in here. Yo, WeatherTech sponsor me. I love these things. But anyway, I had these in here back when this thing was still my daily driver, and when the cage was in there and it came time to put all the stuff back in, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm gonna trim these up and put them back in too. Because, to be honest, I kind of had fun trimming the carpet around the bars, making it look all nice, so I did it again around here. The interior is wrapped also. This is the factory pieces that I wrapped with 3M gloss black metallic, which is actually like a dead match just about for the factory paint color on this thing, which is Cadillac black ice, or equivalent to Chevy carbon flash metallic. It's the same paint code, but the brands call it different things. You don't think this used to be my daily driver? Look at this thing. There you go. That was my most current parking pass from when I actually used to daily drive this thing to school. Funny enough, I actually dropped out in January, but I'll still leave this in here because it reminds me where it came from. I think it's cool to pull it out and show it to people. Just, you know, like, here's a little piece of the past. It's just, I like history like that. Like this little thing's been dangling in here since day one. It's seen the blower set up, it saw all that. This being all open gives me a good opportunity to explain what is going on in here. The stock computer is gone. That is a MS3 Ultimate system, and that is the only place I could figure out where to put it. Like, there's just not much room in here. Like, inside that dash is packed tight, which makes it even more impressive that Nathan was able to get the dash bar through there and not lose anything. Like, he did have to cut out these, but what I could do is use like flexible tube and connect back onto this duct and just go around it, because it still blows out of here, but it's not as concentrated as it once was because the bar goes through it. Gas pedal is a modded pedal from a conglomeration of a couple different things. It's part of a 2000 Silverado pedal, a 2008 pedal, and I believe a 2000 cable. The stand is from a 2008 because originally these Escalades have the adjustable pedal, which has a thick, like, plastic ABS base with all gears in it. Well, when I got the drivetrain pull-out for my Monte Carlo that I LS swapped, it came with the pedal out of the 09 2500 donor truck, which uses the same firewall pattern as this, but it has a metal stand. So I trimmed out what I didn't need out of the 01 pedal, or 2000, whatever, and I mocked it up on that one, and it gave me like the perfect depth spacing, because I guess these things haven't changed a whole lot in 20 years. So I used that, and I had to shorten the rod up there, bend it a little bit to get it to where the cable was right and it could like go through the firewall correctly. You can actually still see my marks on here for references to, like, I put the old pedal in and I floored it, and I wanted to like gauge where it was, because I wanted my new pedal to be in the exact same position driving wise as it was before. But yeah, everything's stuffed in there. It's real tight. Not the cleanest, but it's, you know, sometimes you just gotta make it work, and there really wasn't anywhere else to put this thing, unless I wanted to get rid of some of the interior functionality, which I wasn't willing to do. So I'll move up here. The transbrake and bump buttons are on here. I made these. These are the factory bezels that I made little button holders on. There's like the regular buttons you get from Motion and Raceworks, and I used red PEX tube to, like, the red PEX pipe has the right OD to be line up with this perfectly, and like the right ID to hold it snugly on the inside. I just had it laying around and it happened to work. You can check out one of my older videos. It's titled like working on the Escalade, transbrake buttons and random stuff, and I show how I did that. The buttons actually run through the clock spring, so there's nothing around here like most transbrake stuff. They have the curly Q wires around the column. Don't have that here. It's all integrated and part of the steering wheel. This is my wideband. I hogged out the like weird little empty box on this here, because normally on the Suburbans and Tahoes and stuff that have 4x4, that's where the selector knob is, but on the Escalades and Denali's that are all-wheel drive, they don't have that, so it's just this weird box. So I took advantage of that and put this in here, and then wrapped it too, so it looks all nice and clean. This is my converter lockup switch. It only locks up in 4th gear. Part of what keeps the 4L80 alive is not locking the converter under high power. The old reliable sunroof G-force meter. I remember back when it had the blower, I would launch, it would go back like that, and I'd look up, I'm like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna run an 11. Now whenever I launch, it's like, it just goes the whole way back. And funny enough, from a roll, like a 60 roll, it'll do that. Just to put into perspective how hard this thing really takes off when it decides it's gonna go. If there's anything else you want to know that I didn't elaborate enough on, leave a comment, I'll answer. I do my best to answer everybody. Cage Rage Fab, that's Nathan Chesler. If you're in anywhere near Western Pennsylvania and you need a cage, this is the dude. He asked me what I wanted my serial number to be. So that's actually my birthday, 6/1/96. You better look there. That's my gas tank. I made that. All the rear HVAC stuff is still in there too. Like this thing works. I can still charge my phone back here. That's where I plug it in whenever I sleep back here sometimes. But all the blower motor, everything for the rear HVAC is back there. Which is actually why, if you look at the C-pillar, I guess, that one is much thicker than this one, because there's stuff in there, like equipment of some kind, HVAC related. I can't remember, even though I put that all in. Apparently I need to clean out the door jambs because they're all dusty. Got that red Oklahoma dirt. What do you have to say, Superintendent Tanner?
I don't know. What are we talking about?
We're talking about Long Boy versus a ProCharge Viper.
What roll? Because it's not going to be a dig.
You don't want to dig. I don't think any Viper guy wants a dig. They're just not.
30 to 160?
I don't know, whatever he wants. I think we'll run him on boost only, and then he'll do boost plus nitrous. Get it?
My money's on this.
My money's on that guy.
Yeah, my money's on this.
I think probably boost only.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should be good. But
I think on nitrous you'll still get him.
You think so?
On 20 pounds? Yep.
Maybe, it depends what the air is like, I guess. I don't know, Dude. What is
this versus the Viper on all of it.
what should the Viper trap on all of it?
150 something?
Oh, so it would be
Mid 150s maybe? 150s.
It'd be a really good race on 20 pounds. If you turn it up, you'd definitely get him.
it'd be fun. I hope this video covered any questions you may have. If you got any more questions, let me know. Leave a comment. Everybody's making noise by here today. I love it. He's rolling coal too. Now, I make these videos to like help people. Hopefully, if you're anybody going through a similar scenario that I am for any of the stuff I talk about, I go into detail about it with the intent of saving someone a headache, because I already went through it. So if you found any of this useful, I'd really appreciate it if you shared it. You know, subscribe, like, leave a comment, ask me something. You know, it doesn't have to be about cars. You can ask about anything. I'll talk about my favorite color, what my favorite number is, you know, any of that. So, yeah. You know the deal. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, whatever that means. I'm not even totally sure, but we'll see you on the next one.